You are the man.
You can fly, you can fight, and you can
Hello YouTubers, today is January 2nd and we are recapping Sunday, January 1st. My name is James.
I'm Greg.
And we're from the Gate of Life worship team and this is your Gate of Life recap.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's to everyone who catches and watches our videos. So, yeah.
We took a couple weeks off to kind of refresh ourselves a little bit to get ready for the new year, and we appreciate you watching.
Darn tootin' we do. Thank you, and God bless all you techno-Christians out there. Techno-Christians. We continue on the story of the birth of Jesus because, after all, in the church calendar, it's still Christmas, and we actually have 5 more days of Christmas, and the song 12 Days of Christmas actually relates to the season of Christmas, which is the shortest season in the church cycle.
Today's first reading was from Galatians, and it was talking about Jesus being born and the angels going and talking to Mary, letting her know that she was going to be having a baby. You know, we're celebrating him as a young child right now, as a newborn baby.
That's right.
In this time frame. So
he came, he saw, he conquered. 'Cause we are more than conquerors through Christ. The gospel today was from Luke, and as we do continue on with the Christmas story, we learn about the angels coming and talking to the shepherds, and then flying away back into heaven. And the shepherds right away, they're like, oh my gosh, if the angels are telling us we gotta check out this kid, let's go check out this kid. Mary tells them about the great things that Jesus is gonna do and just these miracles that are promised for this child's life and how important it is to remember the name Jesus. And they're told to keep it a secret because at the time, the king is searching for this conqueror, this new child that's born, and that's why he's doing all these bad things to newborn boys. When Jesus is circumcised and baptized, he is given the name Jesus. And that is so important because now, you know, you hear the name Jesus, you see the name Jesus somewhere, and you know, you think Christianity, you think of Savior, you think of God on earth and God with us, Emmanuel. And the importance of our names that are given to us. Like what it says in the reading back in Galatians, he specifically says that you're no longer a slave, but you are a child of God.
Pastor Wall was the provider of the children's message today entitled, Adopted as the Children of God. And his first question was, are you having a good Christmas? And I think it kind of threw the kids a little bit because they didn't realize that Christmas was still going.
Yeah.
And a lot of their answers were travel. You know, they went to see their grandparents. You know, aunts and uncles came to see them. You know, it's a family time. Merry Christmas to everybody. You know, it's still going for 5 more days. So you can still say it.
Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. So the sermon today, it was titled, He was called Jesus, right?
Yep.
He was called Jesus was the name of the title today. And Pastor Wall goes into really pointing out what is in a name and just identifying that so much goes into a name. We went through congregation members today, and it's like, what do you think of when you hear your name or when one of your friends hears your name? And all of a sudden all these other things are tied to it. In the gospel and the readings, we talk about no longer being slaves to sin, but being adopted as children of God, and what that means to be a child of God and what it means to be truly adopted by God. And it's very saving and like renewing just who you are. He talked about a prisoner, right? A prisoner,
Right. Yep.
who was struggling with a lot of sins and growing up in an environment where he was given a lot of names. A religious person comes in and talks to him. He asks what his name is, and he says, I have many names, what do you want to call me? And he simply just says, you are now a child of God.
And in that, when they were talking about his sickness and things that were going on with him personally, and he told the religious person that was visiting him, on my cross, all I want put on there is child of God.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people will put many different things on their tombstones, but on his solitary tombstone or cross, all he wanted put on there was a child of God. So he, in his later minutes before he passed away, he understood what he was and who he was. I'm Greg, and this is James, and that's how we're identified. You know, Pastor Norm also went through saying, well, James, rugby player and a musician. So we all understood that. And then a couple other people talked about their names in, you know, here at Gate of Life service today too. So
if there's ever advice given for going into a new year when you're carrying a lot of regret, is to learn to let that regret go. Don't try and make changes off of bad feelings, because you'll end up in a very big cycle of self-shaming when you trip up or slip up. I think this is like the perfect idea and message to start off the new year, because you think of New Year's Eve and just people trying to have a better year than last one. I think New Year's Eve tends to be kind of a night full of a lot of
revelry
and kind of regret, you know, and kind of just thinking I need to do different next year. I want to do this differently because I'm not happy with this part of me, whether it be a mistake, maybe it's a relationship or dieting, or maybe it's schooling or work or family members or other type of relationships. You really hear a lot of people trying to do these self-improvement things on New Year's Eve and making these New Year resolutions. And what a better way to go into the new year than to remind us that Jesus welcomes everybody, the children, you know, and that truly to be a child of God is to understand and accept the fact that, yes, you're a sinner, but through God, through Christ, through this child that was born during the season, He has forgiven us. He has forgiven us. And now it is our job to truly uphold and carry what God expects of us. So, I mean, it's not just so much like, oh, God's forgiven us, now I'm good, I can still do whatever I want. Now you've been given that chance to be new in the new year, but not live in that regret, but use it as a lesson to learn and push forward. I know all you people are on Facebook and on YouTube or Instagram, so you see those videos of these stray dogs and cats that are dying and sickly and everything, and somebody decides to come by, pick them up, and you see the before and after picture. It's a completely different animal. And in a way, we are very much the same when it comes to being adopted by God and being children of God. And if we can look at this new year as being thankful for what God has given us as that second chance versus the regrets I'm trying to change, you might find a lot more peace during this year.
The first reading next Sunday will be Isaiah chapter 42, verses 1 through 9.
And the second reading will be Acts 10, verse 34 through 43.
And the gospel will be Matthew chapter 3, verses 13 through 17.
That's right. Now remember, go be disciples of Christ. Live this new year remembering everything that God has given us as being adopted children of God. And yeah, always remember, be salty, my friends. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Gate of Life Bethel Lutheran, and we post videos like this every single Monday for the service prior. Also, look us up on Facebook at Gate of Life, and you can keep up with any verses or YouTube videos like this through there too. Alright, we'll see you next week.